20-23 at their own 45-yard line. The Raiders coming in looking to put in the rearview mirror their 2-7 campaign of 1 year ago. Fresh slate starting tonight. The best news possible for Coach John Herstein and his Raiders is up under center right now for North Farmington, the quarterback. Shelby with the handoff, and that's going to wind up being a loss. The give to number 30, Will Simmons, and Carter Haddad was there to bury him behind the line of scrimmage. Technically a loss of only 1 yard, brings up second down and 11 to go. Just underway in the brand new season as North Farmington plays host to Birmingham Groves, a team thought by some to be a potential powerhouse in the Oakland Activities Association. They come in, according to the Oakland Press, at any rate, ranked number 7 in the county. Number 3, Ryan Shelby. He thrilled us all season before last. Blitz coming from the blind side. He's going to have to throw. He throws it away. Indeed, he throws a completion across the way. Caught down there by North Farmington's number 10, Dominic Washington. Or was it? Who caught that ball there? Vinny Lee. You're going to hear his name a lot. Number 15, Vinny Lee, handles the place kicking and the kicking off. And on that play, he picks up 7 yards. And it'll be third down, and it looks to be, I'll call it 3 yards from here. The line to gain is the 45-yard line. Third down, 3 Raiders on this, their first possession of the night. Looking to keep the drive alive. Out of the gun. Shelby looking to the near side, completes it down there to T.J. Alexander. Alexander, a little spin move down to the 30, maybe the 29-yard line before Joshua Hammonds is there to bring him down. First down yardage. And so Shelby, 2 for 2 through the air on this opening drive, and he has just thrown for the Raiders' first down of the evening. As we approach 10 minutes to go here in the opening quarter, so obviously just underway. A mostly cloudy, some patches of blue sky above us here with temperature in the low to mid 70s. Very humid outside, though. It has not been a humid summer so far this year. And off the right side is Will Simmons to pick up a couple down to the 28. So the Raiders starting at their own 45-yard line following a failed onside kick by Groves. And the Raiders have picked up 1 first down to this point, and they've moved inside the Groves 30-yard line. This is not a conference game, well, for either one of these teams. With realignment, North Farmington now plays in the OAA Blue Division. Shelby, little hint of a play action. Now he rolls, now he stops, now he's in trouble. Now he dances away, throws it out there. He almost made a tremendous play, trying to hit T.J. Alexander, but the pass was out of his reach. But I'll tell you what, Shelby in the backfield, they're a bit of a magician. A flag is on the field down near the 30-yard line, likely holding against North Farmington. That's pure speculation on my part, but it is holding against North Farmington. Unless he was making a face mask gesture. I'm not sure 100% on that, but at any rate, it's going to go against the Raiders. No, it's declined. It's declined by Groves. What do you think of that decision? Instead of a second down and 8, it'll be third down and 8. So third down as Groves, I think surprisingly, did not take the yardage down there. Or did not take the yardage which they would have received from a penalty. So the down box moves, the football does not. Third down and 8 to go. Shelby brings them to the line of scrimmage. In motion, near side to far goes Woodley. Shelby, again with that rollout, plants his feet, throws the ball close, I think a little bit short of the first down as it's caught by Vinny Lee. lead down near the 20. That's the line to gain, but did he gain it? No, he's shy by about a yard. It's going to be 4th and yard for the Raiders. They put that, you know what? They put that ball, they spotted it right on the 20. It's a first down. It's a first down, a very favorable spot for the Raiders and a very favorable play by Vinny Lee, who caught that ball and did gain the line to gain. Raiders, their second first down of the drive. They've got it first down, 10 to go in the red zone now at the opposing 20-yard line. We mentioned earlier, Groves, 9-4 last season, made it all the way to the state semifinals before losing to Warren De La Salle, and it was De La Salle that played at Ford Field the following week instead of Birmingham Groves, but that's how close Wiley E. Groves and company were last year. They're the Falcons, they're in the white jerseys, defending the goal to our left. The goal that the Raiders right now are attacking. Running game hasn't shown much so far. That play will pick up about a yard. Tackle being made by Aiden Lewing on that carry by Duke Blanche, number 2. Give him no gain. They actually spot that ball right on the 20. Second down and 10 to go. School has not begun yet for North Farmington. Our spotter in the booth, Adam, tells us that it will on Monday. Straight I formation look here as Shelby steps back from center and is either calling an audible or faking the calling of an audible. Straight drop, good protection, good time, good throw, almost picked off, almost intercepted. Couple of big, tall linebackers there for Groves to break that one up, and Raiders are fortunate there that they still possess the football, which they do. Third down and 10 to go from the 20. Adam, let's get to this right away. The scoreboard says it's 3rd and 9 from the 19. You will see the football. Part of that ball is touching the 20-yard line. Therefore, the ball is said to be on the 20. Were the ball a few inches forward of that line, close to the goal line, where it's between the 19 and the 20, the football will be at the 19-yard line, because if the ball is not touching a yard line, it is spotted at the yard line immediately ahead of the ball. Now you know. I had to look that up. I never knew, right? Would just guess. Does it matter where you say the ball is? Well, there's a rule for that, a scoring rule. All right, 3rd down, 10. 4th down, 10? No, 3rd down, 10. Little bubble screen to the inside to TJ Alexander. It'll pick up a couple, 3 yards, but it's not going to pick up the first down. So does Vinny Lee head out there? Little field goal attempt for the Raiders here as the ball is spotted at the 17-yard line. So it'll be a 34-yard attempt for Vinny Lee. Make it a 33-yard attempt as they'll hold. Nope, they're going to move it. See, it's always the line of scrimmage plus 17 for a field goal. It'll be 18 in this case. Vinny Lee wants that ball spotted at the 25-yard line. The holder is Shelby. Snap a little low, not the best. The kick away. Nice kick, Vinny Lee. He drills it home from the 25-yard line. A 35-yard attempt. And there we go. So a scoring drive here for the Raiders, and they're on top with 6:45 to go. They take their opening possession, and they're able to move it 55. Well, they didn't move. They didn't score a touchdown, but they moved inside the 20-yard line. They get points on the first drive. That's the essential fact. And it took them almost half of the first quarter to do it. 6:45 left in it, as you can see. I'll just take a moment here and jot this down for future reference, because we're going to go back here. We're going to say, how did we get to this score? Well, Vinny Lee got us going here with a 35-yard field goal. 6:45 to go in the first. 3-0 Raiders. 2-7 a year ago, and a tough season for Coach Herstein and the staff and everybody else. But here tonight against the Birmingham Groves team, which has got to be considered the favorite coming into this one. Although, these preseason rankings don't always mean so much. Remember a few years ago, Notre Dame came to Spartan Stadium, and they beat Michigan State 21-7. I think it was like a Saturday night game. It was a season opener. And State had gone into the game ranked 7th nationally. and Notre Dame throttled them. And we'll get a fair catch essentially on the opening kickoff. Groves will start at their 32, 33-yard line, somewhere around there. At any rate, I asked Mark D'Antonio after the game if he thought the result had been an anomaly. And he says, "What do you mean anomaly?" And I said, well, you know, you're ranked number 7, they're not ranked. And he says, well, that tells you everything you need to know about preseason rankings. Doesn't mean anything until you play the game. He was mad at me the whole year for asking him if I thought the game, if the loss had been an anomaly. People teased me cruelly coming up to me in following weeks, and making sure they use the word anomaly in a sentence for my benefit. Straight I formation. Here's Caden Hardy. Lost it high down the near sideline, and it will fall incomplete. Trying to make a reaction to the football as Bridges is on coverage. I think that's 21 for Groves, the intended receiver, Chris Little. We mentioned before there is a flag. This is the first I'm hearing of it, though. It had been 1st and 10 from the 32. Apparently there is no. Oh, there it is. It's right down near the Raider sideline at about the 30-yard line, way away from the ball and the activity. So some sort of penalty against Groves, it appears. It's a 10-yarder, too.
Illegal man downfield against the Falcons.
Illegal man downfield. Can't be more than 3 yards beyond the line of scrimmage on a pass play. You know that. They all know it. It still happens. So it's first down again. And it's a 5-yard penalty. 1st and 15 from the 27-yard line for Groves. Tell you what, Hardy with the handoff up the middle, and it just got stuffed. Andrew Coulter among the Raiders there.
Back on the backfield on play. Raiders led by Trey Thomas.
No gain on that play. 2nd down, 15. Maybe a loss. It's called 2nd and 16. Eppo's back at the 26. Little dump off into the flat. And a nice open field tackle by T.J. Alexander to stop that play before it really got going. Real nice play by T.J. in a one-on-one situation. So that play picked up 5 or so, and it is 3rd down and 10 for Groves on this, their first possession of the football game. They scrimmage from the Groves 32-yard line. Quarterback keeper up the middle's got that seam into Raider territory, and he may be off to the races as Hayden being finally overtaken by number 11, Robert Bridges. But Caden Hardy on a little fake wide-out around play found the hole up the middle, and up the gut he went. And he gains 35 yards. All the way down inside the Raider 20-yard line. 1st and 10 Groves at the 17. So a big play on 3rd down and 9 for Groves by their quarterback, Caden Hardy. This time it's a little dump off around the left-hand side. Mario Campoy Lavasco on the catch, and he was brought down by T.J. Alexander. 2nd down and 5. Raiders change out some personnel. Groves in no hurry to get to the line of scrimmage. Now they are. Roll left. Handoff goes to Campoy Lavasco. And he's down inside the 5-yard line. It's going to be a goal-to-goal situation here for Birmingham Groves. They have, well, tell you what, I can't really say they marched down the field. They did get to one big play that put them in a scoring position as they converted a 3rd and 9. And now they're in goal-to-go territory. 1st down, goal-to-go Groves at the Raider 4. Hardy up under center. Campoy Lavasco, the tailback, gets the carry. Looks for the opening, finds the opening, goes into the end zone. Touchdown run for Birmingham Groves. Mario Campoy Lavasco with the 4-yard touchdown run. And the extra point coming up here for Groves. So if they're out here right now, 6-3. Didn't take them long. 4:28 to go here in the quarter. 68-yard drive. Opening drive of the football game for Groves, and they go 68 yards. The big play was that running play by their quarterback, Caden Hardy, on a 3rd down and 9, and he picked up 35 yards. May have gotten more than I think it was actually a 45-yard catch. I got to go back and do the math now. As they go for 2, and they pick it up, and once again it's Company Lavasco who bulls his way over, right guard, and into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. And it is 8-3 in favor of Groves. So bear with us a moment. We're going to get caught up a bit on our notes. Campoy Lavasco, 4-yard touchdown run. And there you have it, 8-3 for Groves. Each team has had a possession so far tonight, and each team has put points on the board. Groves just put more of them on the board than the Raiders did. Really nice preseason preview in the Oakland Press. As you might expect, they really do a nice job of covering high school football in the area. And Matthew Mowry and Scott Bernstein with their OAA preview capsules, and pretty impressive piece of work, I thought. Groves in the OAA white, and both of the writers have given a lot of respect to the OAA white. That's the division where Farmington will play this season. That white division right now, it's Groves, Farmington Falcons, Bloomfield Hills, Harper Woods, Rochester, and Southfield in the revamped OAA white. The Raiders, meanwhile, play in the OAA blue division. We'll talk about them. We'll talk about that division directly. Right now, 4.5 to go in the opening quarter. Little pooch kickoff fielded down there by Trey Brown, and he's swarmed under right about the 30-yard line, gets shoved back. They're behaving as though the ball came free, and if it did, I believe it was after the whistle. And I believe it's going to be Raider ball at about the 30, maybe the 29-yard line. We were talking to Coach Herstein earlier today. Really excited, as you might expect, really excited to have Ryan Shelby back up under center as his quarterback. Shelby so far tonight, 3 out of 4 for 35 yards. He was 3 for 4 for 35 on that opening drive. How many of those were caught by Alexander, huh? Couple of them I've seen. I think maybe 2. Vinny Lee got 2. Well, there you go. That accounts for the 3. Thank you, Adam. This is working out great. All right, here comes North Farmington, 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. Delayed handoff will gain a yard. 2 if the spot is generous. Ball carrier Ivan Ballou on the tackle. Ball carrier is 21 for North Farmington, Christian Walsh. What I do on a broadcast, Adam, is there's Walsh right now, number 21. I almost always use the number of the player in addition to the name, because when I'm sitting at home watching a game and they say, watch so-and-so on this play, well, if I don't know what so-and-so's number is, you have some obscure line for the New Orleans Saints or whatever. So I throw the number, that's number 16, so-and-so. Now you can look at the screen and see who he is. But that's just me. 2nd down, 9 after the 1-yard first down carry. Shelby. Well, he's got time, doesn't he? Running out of it now, running out of trouble, running for his life, and flinging just a little bit too high for Vinny Lee across the way. I would like to see an ISO of Vinny Lee on that play. Because I'm thinking he probably had to run from one side of the field to the other while his quarterback is doing his best Fran Tarkington back there. It's 3rd down and 9. Do you understand a good Fran Tarkington reference, Adam? No, he does not. No, he does not. So sad. Fran Tarkington, Adam, was the greatest scrambling quarterback in National Football League history. He ran into the Hall of Fame. Great quarterback, but his scrambling ability was it still has not been equaled. Ran for his life every Sunday afternoon for the Minnesota Vikings and the New York Giants, actually. So there you go. What do you got here? 3rd down, 9 to go. And it's Groves on top, 8-3 here in the opening quarter. Out of the gun. And again, the toss too far. That time it was Lawrence Woodley, who maybe had a step, but the pass incomplete. Overthrown just a bit. 4th down and 9. So first punt of the night here for either team. And Vinny Lee, number 15. He's got to be a captain, right? He's got to be wide receiver, punter, place kicker, probably plays defensive back. I'm sure he does. Yeah. Give him a yeah. Ryan Shelby, one of the other captains for the Raiders, the quarterback. High marks to him for essentially played one game last year. Out the whole thing with injury. Somebody had a fault on that thing before it starts rolling back any more the wrong way. They finally do. Great field position for Groves. They'll have it at their own 49. So here we are, opening night 2023. Great to be back with you here on TV 10.
Happy's Pizza, Farmington Hills, is a proud supporter of the Raider football team. They're located on the corner of 12 Mile and Orchard Lake. Order online today at Happy's Pizza.
I should say something, shouldn't I? I think I can improve the PA guy's mic technique. I think he's a little too close to the mic. He's popping some P's. He could really do it if they had a better microphone for starters, right? I mean, you're just going to pop your P's on that. It's going to sound all distorted. But so the first event I ever covered, when I was in college. I was a work-study student at WKIR Radio. Okay, we'll go back to the game. I'll tell you my first story in a bit. 1st and 10, Groves at their own 49. They lead 8-3, a 62-yard drive on their opening possession. Hardy fakes the handoff, and I'll tell you what, threw behind his intended receiver. Robert Bridges was right there on coverage. Noah Woods was the intended receiver. I think maybe if Bridges had realized that throw was behind them both just a split second sooner, he might have had a chance to maybe grab it off. 2nd down, 10 to go for Groves. As we make our way through the first quarter here tonight. Farmington tonight, we'll keep you apprised if we can get their score. They're taking on Dearborn Henry Ford tonight at Falcon Field, which is where we're going to be next week. Corner is turned here by Mario Campoy Lavasco, and Dominic Washington is on the stop.
Mario Campoy
But Lavasco with a 14-yard pickup down to the 38-yard line. 1st down, Groves, their 3rd first down of the night. And remember, when a team scores a touchdown, they are automatically awarded a 1st down as well. Nice running game here by Groves. Just power running off that left side. Members of the offensive line were there as well. Again, it's Campoy Lavasco on the carry. And he'll get 9, 2nd and 1. Inside the Raider 30-yard line. Again, Company Lavasco. Close to the 1st, and I think he may have picked it up. Yes, he did. So now Groves with that short field, grinding it out here. Establishing that running game. And here's where the Raiders have got to, if they can't stop the running game, they're not going to be able to stop the score from growing. 1st and 10, Groves. Hardy looking for time. Hit as he throws, and it goes sailing high and out of bounds, incomplete. I think somebody got a hand on his arm. Hardy. Caden Hardy, the quarterback, his brother Nick Hardy out there at the wide receiver. And they put on a pretty good show last year. These two teams met on opening night a year ago, and Groves was victorious over North Farmington on that occasion all time. This is the 19th meeting between these two schools, and the Raiders have won 10 of the previous 18. Pickup of just a couple of yards there by Noah Sanders, with Dominic Washington forcing him out of bounds. Well, what down is it? The guy with the box is holding up, the down box says second. On the scoreboard it says third. So it's second down and 11 here. Just inside the 30. Line to gain is down to the 18-yard line. Hardy's nice spin move away from one tackle. Trying to get away from some more, but hanging on to him was Trey Thomas. And then he ultimately got finished off by number 66 for North Farmington. That's Micah Reddick. Now the box has gone from second down to fourth down. This happens occasionally at the high school level. But if somebody should probably settle things down here and make sure we know what down it is. Now the scoreboard and the down box being held on the sideline are in accord. It is now fourth down, 4th and 10. And the Groves from the 27 will call a timeout here. So I think maybe everybody is a little confused about the down. I was up here a little bit. It's always a little, when you look down at the guy on the chains with the down box, the official down box is saying it's second down, and you tend to go with it. But yeah, exactly. Adams is writing down all the plays, and he shows me right here, of course. We had an incomplete pass. Then it's a bunch of other stuff. And now here it is, fourth down. Unless there's, this would get viewership. If we could say it was fifth down. Hey, people will tune in to watch something like that. It's the season opener, the little lifter for 2023. So everything's good right now, right? Nobody has lost a game yet.
Stop by the concession stand for a snack and support your Raider football team.
Nice note here about the concession stands at Ron Holland Field, already visited by the crew here on TV 10 tonight. Pleased to report. And the food for 2023 is outstanding, at least if the pizza is any guide. All right, 4th down and 10. Groves leading 8-3. 1:09 to go in the opening quarter. Man in motion as Hayden awaits the shotgun snap. Little out route across the way, and he overthrows his intended receiver.
That'll be a turnover.
Trying to get it to Nick Hardy, his brother, but it was too tall for him. It's incomplete. And Groves, this drive dies. They turn it over on downs. So with 1:06 to go here in the first, the North Farmington Raiders will start at the 27-yard line. And here they come out of the huddle. So fast, you almost think they're playing baseball. Right, with the pitch clock and all. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing about being in the booth. You never know if the material lands or not. You don't get any audience reaction. All right. Incomplete pass, a little bit of a broken play. P.J. Gardner, number 60, intended receiver with that little toss from Ryan Shelby. I saw Coach. I went down to the field before the game tonight. I'd like to go down there, chat up the coaches and whatnot. I didn't do that tonight because they were already in pregame warm-ups, and the coaches are all fired up for the start of the season. But what I did see and what I wanted to comment on was Coach Harrington, John Harrington down there. And last year, you'd see him, he was hobbled last year. Okay, he's having trouble with his hip. I don't know exactly, hip, knee, whatever. So he'd watch the warm-ups from a golf cart. And it was great to see him tonight out there walking among the lines of players, firing the guys up, the way you'd expect him to. It was good to see him out there not hobbled. So a way to go, Coach Harrington. The coach of coaches. Can you imagine? 50 years. He's got a man open, a crossing route over the middle, and he hits him. And it's caught down there out to the 45-yard line by T.J. Alexander. And it's a pickup of 18 yards out to the 45-yard line, and the chains move. And it's 1st and 10 Raiders at their own 45-yard line. How about that? That play just opened up like petals on a rose. A little simple crossing route by Alexander. You could tell he had a step or two. He had that seam. 1st and 10 Raiders. Down 8-3, and this may be the final play of the opening quarter here tonight. As we go under 30 seconds. A nice little run by Ryan Shelby on the quarterback keeper. Across the way, he dives forward to make it a 6-yard gain. 2nd down and 4 to go for the Raiders from now Groves territory at the 49-yard line. And that will be the first play. It'll be the final play of the first quarter. We'll get that sequencing right for you. Final play, first quarter. And it's going to be an 8-3 lead for Groves at the end of one. Raiders got on the board on their first possession, a 62-yard drive that culminated. It's the only time you use the word culminated when you're talking about a football scoring drive, and it culminated in Vinny Lee's, what do you say that was, 35-yard field goal? Yeah, it was. Nice kick by Vinny. Bad snap, good kick to finish off that drive. Outstanding. And at Groves, though, they faced a 3rd down and 9 at their own 37-yard line. And the Raiders had a chance on the first possession of the night to shut them down and get the ball back, but their clever quarterback, Caden Hardy, out of quarterback keeper, went right up the middle for 45 yards. And instead of 4th down at their own 37, Groves had 1st down inside the Raider 30-yard line. And a few plays later, they were able to take it to the house. Their outstanding running back, Mario Campo Lavasco, scoring on a 4-yard run. That came with 4:28 left in the first, and that's where we are right now. Going second quarter, 8-3. The guests from Birmingham Groves have the lead, but the Raiders have the football. 2nd down and 10 at the Birmingham 49-yard line. Second foray of the evening by the Raiders into enemy territory. Quite an impressive traveling group for Birmingham Groves during warm-ups tonight. They had nearly 60 players on the field. Raiders had more in the low 30s, sort of a situation. What do we got here? TV timeout or something? Everybody's ready to go, but they won't start. Adam knows what's going on, but he can't tell me. What's going on, Adam?
They got the chains wrong.
They got the chains wrong. This happened. Well, it happened. I was thinking about this last night. I was going to talk about it tonight. As a reporter, they don't do it anymore, but I used to be able to go right down on the field at the end of the last 2 minutes of the game, stand there so we'd be close to the locker rooms. But you'd see the football game literally from the sideline. So I'm watching Bo Jackson get smashed down there by some linebackers 10 feet away from me. If you come down here and volunteer here we go. Here's a nice game for the Raiders. 1st down yardage and more by Duke Blanche. Right up the middle. And Blanche, with that quick hitter,
11 yards and another Raiders 1st down.
Picks up 11 to the 38-yard line. 1st and 10 for North Farmington. A nice start to this second quarter. The 11-yard quick hitter by Duke Blanche right up the gut. This is where you like to run him. Blanche had gotten a play from the sidelines. He trots back into the huddle, number 2, replacing Thomas Thackeray, number 5. 1st and 10 Raiders now. Telling you what, the Raiders can stay with these guys. If they can upset this team, it's going to get noticed around Oakland County, no question about that. Little juggle on the handoff, but the play will still pick up 3 or 4 yards. Again, Blanche on the carry. The exchange was not the finest.
Led by Carter Lack.
I'll tell you what, picked up 4 yards down to the 34-yard line. There you see him, number 2, Duke Blanche. He's going to be getting the bulk of the ball carrying for the Raiders, at least early in the season here. But I believe the expectation is that Duke Blanche becomes the feature back. And he's sitting right now 15 yards on this drive. And now the rollout near side by Shelby. Reverses his field again. Gets a couple of blocks. Gets enough time to get the throw away. Nearly a great grab by T.J. Alexander. Nearly. Oh, he laid out. The ball was in the vicinity, and they just couldn't connect, couldn't hook up on the pitch and catch. So close. But this guy Shelby's going to give him fits all year long with that running ability behind the line of scrimmage. Square him out at times. 43 yards so far tonight by Alexander through the air. He's been targeted 7 times now. 3 times now. 3 targets for Alexander. Adam and I are getting to know each other up here in the booth. It's working out fine. We just have some handwriting and communication issues, but we got time. We're seeing tonight, right? This is one of 9 games, so that's like 11.1% of the entire schedule. So we're making good progress here. 4th down. And really no gain on that play. I wish the down box guy, now I think it's 4th down. I think that was 3rd down.
Hubbard in on the tackle for the Falcons.
At any rate, oftentimes they're looking for people to hold the chains and work the down boxes during the come down volunteer. You get a great place to watch the game right there on the sideline. All right, now it is 4th down, 4th and 6. The football at the 34. Now, have the Raiders used the timeout here? Why are we just standing around? The clock's running. The clock is still. Whatever happened to the delay of game wonders up here in the booth? Now the Raiders call their timeout. Their first tonight. Each team has 2 timeouts remaining in the first half.
Their first timeout of the half.
Coach Herstein there in the baseball cap, hand on his hip, coaching up his young quarterback.
Be sure to stick around for the halftime show by the Spirit of North
That's
Raider
what
Marching Band.
coaches do. Oh, the
Space Odyssey.
Spirit of North Farmington Raider Marching Band will perform at halftime. We'll have their performance for you right here on TV 10. And next week, we'll be with you from Falcon Field as the Falcons take on Muskegon Reese Puffer, and I'm gonna take my buck teeth up there to the booth at Falcon Field and see how many times I get messed up saying Reese Puffer. It's gonna be a lot. I wonder what their nickname is. Reese Puffer. Yeah, the Puffins good at it. The Puffins, it's not bad. All right, here we go. 4th down, 6. 4th down, 6. The Raiders looking to keep a drive alive here in a game they trail 8-3. 9.5 left to go before halftime. There's a flag, and I believe Groves jumped. No. Oh, wait, yeah, they did. Okay. The referee started to point at North Farmington, and I'm like, oh, I was wrong. And then he pointed at Groves. It was offside, neutral zone infraction against Groves. Neutral zone infraction drives me nuts, as we know, because I'm old. It's just offside, boys. Just offside, that's all that is. Encroachment. Anyways, don't worry, Adam. 50 years, you'll feel the same way about everything. All right, now it's 4th and 1. So a big penalty there against Groves. And 4th and 1. Shelby Under center. Handoff to the tailback. First down yardage by Duke Blanche. He'll muscle over that left side and move inside the 30-yard line. First and 10 North Farmington. Clock runs with just over 9 minutes to go here in the second quarter. It is Groves 8, North Farmington 3. Both teams scoring on their first possession of the football game here at Holland Field this evening. First and 10 North Farmington. They're at the Falcons' 27-yard line. It is no fun when Birmingham Groves plays Farmington, because that is Falcon on Falcon violence all night long. They're both the Falcons. Somebody's got to change. And it ain't going to be Farmington for the record, not my school. Shelby, look at him wait. Look at him get away. And ultimately, he's buried. All that for a couple-yard gain.
Shelby kept the ball.
But, excuse me, so impressive that he's able, and so calm and collected to avoid that pressure and keep looking downfield. It would not have taken much for one of those receivers to pop open, and Shelby would have been in position to make a play. On the game now, 4 for 8 for Shelby. 58 yards passing and 7 more on the ground. Second down and 8. And offset I, it's Blanche, number 2, the tailback. 2 flanked to the left. Blanche up the middle, not a lot there. A gain of a couple, 3.
Duke Blanche on the carry.
Call him down to the 22-yard line, and it's going to be third down and about 4.
Tacklers led by Wyatt Shortridge.
So the ball's on the 22-yard line. And they need to advance it to the 18. And again, the Raiders are taking plenty of time in the huddle, presumably making sure everybody's got the play, not to mention the snap count. 2 wides to the near right side as Ryan Shelby goes up under center. Third and 4, and a flag at the snap.
Flag on the play is delay of game against the Raiders.
Yeah, they called the Raiders for delay of game. That's costly. Obviously. It was costly on the last set of downs when Groves jumped offside on a 4th and 6. It's costly here when the Raiders take too much time in that huddle. And that'll push them back to the 26-yard line. So now it's third and 8. Not as warm this evening as we are used to it being on opening night in late August. A very comfortable mid-70s situation here on this Friday night at Holland Field. Blitz coming. Throw to the left side. Will there be a pass interference flag? There will not be. Pass incomplete. It was intended for Lawrence Woodley. And he was battling down there with number 26, Jalen Brooks. Tried to make a move, tried to get the defender in his way between himself and the ball, maybe draw a flag, but it didn't work out. You see the game situation in our corner inset. So it's 4th down here. Raiders are going to go for it here at the 26. 43-yard field goal attempt from this range is a bit too far. So 4th down and 8. Raiders at the 26. And this could be a big play in this ball game if they could pick it up and keep the drive going here. Shelby this time from the shotgun. And again a flag, and they may have delayed again. Raider bench thinks it's against Groves. Nope, procedure against the Raiders.
Penalty is illegal procedure against the Raiders.
Now you might think about punting, right?
Yard penalty remains fourth down.
So now it's 4th and 13 from the 42. Shelby tries the near right side, completed, but not enough yardage. Lawrence Woodley brought down almost
Shelby's
immediately.
pass is complete to
So
Lawrence
it's a gain of 5,
Tackle short of
but
first
it's
down.
going to
It'll
be
a
turned over
turnover
on downs,
First
and
and
Groves
10
will start
for
from
Birmingham
the
Groves.
vicinity. Now they'll start at their own 24 now that they spot the ball. I was going to say in the vicinity of the 25. That's basically it. They're at the 24-yard line. All right. Change of possession, 6:27 to go before halftime, 8-3. Birmingham Groves leading North Farmington. Really a bit of a concern all day long about maybe it would, not so much if it would rain tonight. It hasn't. Doesn't appear that it will. But that an electrical storm might accompany the rain, and you know when that happens, it almost always means the end of the night for you. Hardy out of the gun, trying to turn the corner, does. Ultimately gets shoved out of
David Hardy
bounds.
carried the ball.
That was a PJ Gardner, excuse me,
Forced out of bounds.
getting
by
that shove out of
PJ
bounds.
Gardner.
A 9-yard pickup. He did save the first down. It's 2nd down and 1. The hustle by PJ Gardner there. The size of that number 88, Ben Hansel on your screen right there. Tight end number 88 for Groves. You're thinking to yourself, it's too big for a high school kid. But look at that those Groves players in the huddle. They're all too big to be high school kids, it looks like. They've got the lead tonight, 8-3. Coming in, the 7th-ranked team in Oakland County, Birmingham Groves. A little bit of a late handoff and some running success off that left side by Mario Campoy-Lavasco, and Troy Thomas able to bring him down.
Ball carried by Mario Campoy-Lavasco, tackled by PJ Gardner.
So he's out to the 40-yard line. First down at yardage for Groves. Or no, I'm sorry. They put the ball at the 38-yard line. And I like it right up there at the end, they moved the final 4 or 5 inches just to make sure it's just so. Exactly where it should be. 1st and 10 Groves. Under 6 to go in the first half. We'll have the Raider marching band for you at halftime. And a timeout being called by North Farmington, their 2nd of the half.
Timeout
So we're
called by
talking
North
about the
Farmington.
weather. As good a thing to talk about during a timeout as any. And we've had storms in the area each of the last 2 nights, but last night's were particularly spectacular. I was out on the front, I didn't hear the warning sirens, so I got on the front porch to watch this thing. First thing that struck you, very strong winds, I'd say 50, 60 mile an hour winds, but they're coming out of the north. That's very unusual for this area. And then the sky, it's pitch dark outside, the sky was lighting up orange. Such was the electrical activity, and I don't think I've ever seen that before either, an orange sky like that. And then, right in the middle of all this, as terrific a thunderclap as I've ever seen. It was so loud, it set off a car alarm in the neighborhood. Half our neighborhood lost power. I'm in the half that did not lose power. But thousands of people are in the Detroit area, have lost power, or without it still tonight, as we join you from the Detroit area. And I'll tell you what, it was something. It's been a weird summer, weather-wise. But at any rate, it's still overcast here, but we see patches of blue, and we think we're going to be just fine for this one here tonight. Very humid, but it's only in the 70s. So last year I remember distinctly, we had fans up here in the booth. It was in the 90s. Tonight, very comfortable. 1st and 10, Groves at their own 38-yard line, and a nice defensive play right there by number 10, Dominic Washington, to
Chris
stop
Little
the ball
brought down
carrier
in the backfield.
backfield.
Dominic Washington.
How about that? A loss of 7 yards on that play. Or call it 6. No, it's 7. He's down to the 31-yard line. 2nd down, 17 from the 31. Great play by Dominic Washington, number 10 for the Raiders, to come busting through and make it 2nd down and long. Hardy finds an opening, but not enough. And it's that guy again. It's Dominic Washington
Sacked by number 10,
again,
Dominic
coming
Washington.
up with the tackle for loss. And that'll back him up to the 28. So a loss of 3 on that play. And on the last 2 plays, Dominic Washington has accounted for negative 20 Birmingham yards. Adam says 10. Adam says I'm exaggerating here in the booth. I guess he's right. 3rd and 18, though. Tell you that much is true. And Groves all the way back to their 28-yard line. And trouble coming. Hardy escapability. Needs to throw long. Wants to throw. Caught it down there. He did throw long. And it's caught down there. Caught by number 21. That's Chris Little.
Caden Hardy's pass is
and a
complete to
huge
Jalen
play
Brooks.
for Groves. A huge play for Groves. They go from their own 28-yard line to the Raider 40. So it's 32 yards, 33 yards on the play as they mark it at the 39. For the second time in this game, Groves facing a 3rd and long to keep the drive alive, converts. The first time, their first possession of the football game, they went in and scored. 6 first downs now for Groves. And a good, solid first down gain right there.
Mario Campoy-Lavasco.
Mario Campoy
Tacklers led by
Lavasco
Dominic Washington.
has carried. He's had the bulk of the carries for Groves tonight, virtually all of them, and he's been pounding that Raider defense just a little bit. 2nd down, 4 to go. Lavasco again, first down yardage to the 27, inside the 25-yard line on that second effort. That third effort, he's all the way down to the 22 on that carry. 17 yards on that.
Tackle on the play by Vinny Lee.
Lee gets the tackle, but not before a solid, serious first down gain by Groves. So they're down to the 22-yard line. It is first down and 10 to go as Hardy switches up the play, presumably. And they'll just run it up the middle. I believe that was Chris Little, 21. And he gets a yard or 2. Call it a yard to the 21. So one of the few times we've not seen Lavasco on the carry. Timeout being called here by Groves with 2:53 to go before the half. It's Birmingham 8, North Farmington 3. Oh, we have mentioned we'll be at Falcon Field next Friday night. Reese Puffer against Farmington. That'll be fun. As for the Raiders, let's have a look here. Now, next week they travel to Caledonia. Caledonia came here last year and just blew out North Farmington 68-14. It was a mismatch. It was the kind of game they should have stopped, frankly. And it's unfortunate these sort of mismatches happen. And I'm thinking, what are the Raiders thinking as they had traveled to Caledonia for a game next? Well, they got to be thinking we'll get them back, right? That's how you think. So Raiders at Caledonia next Friday night. That's a good solid road trip right there. 3-hour bus ride maybe. Here we go. 2nd down 9. Groves. 2:53 left in the half. Groves 8. North Farmington 3. It just does turn the corner. The running back, Noah Sanders
carried the ball.
P.J. Gardner's there to stop it.
Tackled by P.J. Gardner.
But they had a good shot at him at the line of scrimmage, but it turns out not to matter so much because the play got strung out so far that the gain's negligible, only a couple of yards down to the 22-yard line. So it worked out to effectively no gain on that play at all. Surprising to some in the booth, like me. So they're calling this one 2nd and 10, but I think it's 3rd. Hardy being chased down. Gets the throw away. Just incomplete. Just out of the reach of Ivan Ballou.
Pressure on the play from Dominic Washington.
Washington, number 10 for the Raiders. You saw him trying to chase down the quarterback, Caden Hardy, giving a good account of himself. See, now the down box guy is pointing the down box at us so we can read what it says, and it says fourth. And it is 4th down and 10 for Groves. They've got the football at the 22-yard line. They've got a 5-point lead here now, late in the second quarter. On opening night 2023. Try to get you a Farmington score at halftime if we can find one. They're playing the Tractors tonight. They're playing Henry Ford. Shotgun, the quarterback, number 1, Kalen Hardy. Looked like he always going to get sacked, brought down in the backfield out near the 30-yard line. And it's Dominic Washington who's playing a heck of a ball game here tonight. Gets his second sack of the evening. And a loss on the play is 8 yards, back to the 30.
That's a turnover on downs.
And the Raiders will take over on downs at their own 30-yard line. They've got a timeout left. They've got 2 minutes and 1 second to operate with, or with which to operate. So let's see if they can cut into the lead here. It's a one-score game at 8-3. Really nice defensive stand on that last series of downs by the Raider defense. They stood tall after Groves had a first down deep in North Farmington territory at the 22, and that's all the Raiders gave them. They didn't get back inside the 22. In fact, they turned it over at the 30. Here's a little dump off into the left flat, and Duke Blanche makes the most of it. He'll pick up 4 or 5 yards.
Blanche, flag on the play.
And there's a flag. And I'm waiting for a signal. Raiders are starting to walk back, so that's never a good sign. That flag was thrown at approximately the line of scrimmage, just up beyond the 30-yard line. The line of scrimmage was the 30. The new line of scrimmage
holding against the Raiders
is going to be the 20-yard line. It's a 10-yard holding penalty. Actually, it's not. It's a spot infraction. So the flag was thrown at the 32. The 10-yard penalty brings it back to the 22. And that means it's going to be first down and 18 to go for North Farmington. They lose 8, but not a down on first down due to that holding penalty. They trail, the Raiders do, 8-3 here at Ron Holland Field, named after the legendary Raider football coach who was the legendary Raider football coach when I was going to high school. But not here. Crossed out at Farmington. Pass incomplete over the middle, intended for we're not sure.
Shelby's pass is incomplete, intended for Trainer Alexander. It'll be second down for the Raiders.
Well, so it begins. Back to the regular schedule. High school football on Fridays, Michigan State on Saturdays. Although it's next Thursday. I stand corrected. It's next Thursday. We're bringing you the Farmington Wreaths Puffer game, which means I can go to the state game on Friday night. They're opening against Central Michigan a week from tonight. Here's a keeper. Clever little play. Nice little run. And Ryan Shelby
carried the ball
out to the 35-yard line. That'll make it second down. They put him at the 36. Second down and 4. 14-yard gain on that carry by Shelby. Looking good out there. Shelby missed virtually the entire season last year after sparkling as a 15-year-old starter 2 years ago. Sparkling. Shelby now. Look at the time they're giving him. And his man is open, and it's Bridges, Robert Bridges, into Groves territory to the 49-yard line. It's a 16-yard pickup. 40 seconds to go into the half.
First down.
Clock stopped to move the chains. Raiders first and 10 at the Birmingham 49. Now the clock starts. Shelby. Good blitz pickup by the running back. Shelby will tuck it under and get down near the 40-yard line. There's going to be a late hit penalty added on to
Shelby
that.
on the carry.
Shelby was out of bounds clearly, and he got horse-collared and brought down, and that'll be 15 yards. And that's going to bring that line of scrimmage down inside the 30-yard line, down to the down to the Groves 26.
The penalty is a personal foul against the Falcons.
10 yards on the pickup, 15 more on the penalty. Raiders in business, 1st and 10 at the Groves 26.
A 15-yard penalty and another Raiders first down.
What works against them, though, is the time, the clock. 28 seconds left on it. Raiders, though, marching. Well, field goal could be huge here. Little give up the middle. I'll tell you what, Duke Blanche almost broke it.
Duke Blanche on the carry, tackled by Teddy Abbott.
He got tripped up by the last man I think who could have gotten him. An ankle tackle. Clock runs 14, 13, 12. Shelby spikes it with 9 seconds on the clock. There's a flag across the way as well. Line of scrimmage right now is the 17. But let's see what the flag means for all that. Raiders will use the opportunity as the officials confer to use this as a de facto timeout, a de jure timeout. De facto would be actually calling a timeout. They're going to walk 5 off against the Raiders here. And I did not see the official signal, so I don't know if I think maybe it was delay a game, but I'm not sure. But it is a 5-yard penalty. There are 9 seconds left to go in the half. Coach Herstein wants an explanation as well. All right, they've confused me completely with the symbols. But the football right now is at the 16-yard line. The down box guy says it's 2nd down, which it would have been. They spiked the football. Scoreboard says it's 4th down. We're just doing our best. Hardy has his pass batted down at the line, 6 seconds to go. That likely means the field goal unit. I don't think they'll try another snap here, and they will not. Vinnie Lee and company head out on to the field. The holder will be the quarterback, Ryan Shelby.
4th down for the Raiders.
And this should be about another 35-yard attempt. He connected from 35, Vinnie Lee did, in the first quarter, the first possession of the football game. And Shelby will kneel. This will be slightly longer. We're going to have Groves call a timeout here. Nope, I'm sorry, the Raiders call
timeout
their
by
third
North
and
Farmington.
final timeout. And, generally you call timeout prior to a field goal attempt to ice the kicker, as it were, which never works, by the way. Well, let's give him some more time to think about it. Really, he's thought about it enough. He'll be okay. But the Raiders here have called timeout. Apparently just to demonstrate to everyone the ice water running through the veins of Vinnie Lee. He doesn't care if he's got to wait another couple more minutes, whatever. Well, there's a lot to talk about down here. I think we can say that much. Based on what we're seeing on the screen, there's a lot to talk about. That's Vinnie Lee here tonight. Vinnie Lee with that 35-yarder. This will be his 2nd attempt. So this will actually be a little bit shorter. This is going to be I wish they'd set the thing down and be done with it. I believe this is going to will be a 24-yard attempt. I'm sorry, 34-yard attempt. The spot at the 24. He has made tonight from 35. Good snap. It's blocked. Look out. That's a live ball. Look out. Oh, this is trouble. This is going to be 6 the other way. All the way on the return goes number 33 for Birmingham Groves, Riley Armbusmacher.
Falcons touchdown by.
And that's 70-plus yards on the return. And the time has expired here in the first half during the play. We will have an untimed down for the extra point attempt, but right now Birmingham Groves has taken a 14-3 lead on a shocking play. No time left in the half, and it is a block kick return of 72 yards. And the guy who got it, Riley Armbusmacher, A-R-M-B-R-U-S-T, Macher, M-A-C-H-E-R, Armbusmacher, and he's got the play of the night right now. A plus 70-yard fumble recovery, block kick recovery for a touchdown. And boy, I'll tell you, you saw it, the ball just topped up into his arms, and as soon as he took off, as soon as he took that first step, nobody was going to catch him. Groves going for 2 again, and they make it again, and now they're up 16-3.
The 2-point conversion is good.
And the lights have gone out on the scoreboard. Now they come back on. How about that? So the first half, in shocking fashion,
18, North Farmington 3.
has come to an end. The Raiders were attempting a field goal that would have brought them to within 2 points, but it was blocked, and it was returned 72, 73 yards by Armbusmacher all the way into the end zone, and it's a special teams touchdown for Groves. And just like that, the halftime score reads, not a close game anymore. Birmingham Groves 16, North Farmington 3. The stunning halftime score tonight, Holland Field. We're going to take a break, okay? You're going to stay here. The announcers are going to take a break. We'll be back with third quarter action. You, meanwhile, will enjoy the North Farmington Raider Marching Band and all the other halftime activities here on the first Friday night of the 2023 season. Again, the first half score, Birmingham Groves 16, North Farmington 3. Enjoy halftime, everybody, and we'll be back when the third quarter is.
It's halftime at Holland Field with the Spirited North Raider Marching Band. Tonight we take you on a trip beyond the stars to outer space. Drum Major First Class James Walby and Assistant Drum Major Vanessa Cantore. Is your band ready? Featuring original show design by Steve Sweatich and music by class of 2024 North Farmington Raider Mitchell Roth, the Raider Marching Band presents their 2023 season show, Space Odyssey, featuring music from the 1968 movie 2001, A Space Odyssey, Interstellar, and The Planets. Ladies and gentlemen, the Spirit of North Raider Marching Band. See us perform again at home football games all season long. Same Raider time, same Raider place. Until next time, go Raiders! We're going to do the 50-50 raffle soon, so please pull your tickets out. We want to thank our 2023 Raider sponsors, Michigan Elite Football, Happy's Pizza, Craft Brew City, Thornton and Grooms, Leo's Coney Island, Heartland Marketplace, Gardner's Ice Cream Cart, Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza, Dr. Marasso, Mumford Insurance Group, Coy Construction, Supreme Lending, and Beauchamp Water. Finally, taking a moment to recognize this year's inaugural North Farmington and Harrison football alumni golf outing that raised over $6,000 towards the North Farmington Raiders football program. Thank you to our numerous sponsors, especially Coy Construction, Mumford Insurance Group, Supreme Lending, among many generous donors that enjoyed the beautiful weather and camaraderie on the links at Farmington Golf Club. There were some winners we'd like to recognize tonight. Longest drive, Johnny Cakes. Closest to the pin, Brian Fossey, and the winning team of Mike McCoy, our dear coach Ron Holland, Brian McCoy, and Brandon Callahan. Thank you for your support. Tonight's winning number, 539564. 539564. If you're the winner, please come to the press box. That winning number is 539564. Once again, that winning 50-50 ticket is 539564. We don't have a winner yet. Congratulations to our 50-50
Hard-working
raffle
crew here
winners.
tonight at Holland Field on the campus of North Farmington High School. Adam's up here with us in the booth doing a
Congratulations
terrific
to Chris
job,
and
Mom
Max.
and Dad. By the
Enjoy
way,
$235 and
Benicio's on the crew. Donald, Ryan, Nathan, Jim Sturdy is on the crew. Well, hello, Jim. Good to see you. Ian or Ian? Ian Emerson. The great Ian Emerson. Don Carter. It'll be great to see him after the show. And Sean's here too, but Sean's always here, so he gets no love. He's always here, whatever. I'll tell you what, well, announce your name if you're not here, Sean McGuffin. That is your real name. I'm Rich Kincaid, by the way. Adam's here with us in the booth tonight. Going to be with us all season. Going to do a game this year. Oh, that'll be nice. Because I have to miss a game on September 15th owing to the fact that it is the 50th reunion party for the Farmington High School class of 1973, which, for the record, continues to rule even after all these years. So we do, as a Friday night, we have a broadcast. Adam's going to do a terrific job for you, I'm sure. I'll probably be Wally Pipped. I'll never get back in the booth. See, Adam, he don't know who Wally Pipp was. He don't know. Adam, you should know that. Wally Pipp was the first baseman who Lou Gehrig replaced. And then Wally Pipp never got back in the lineup. Because Gehrig played 2,100, consecutive games or whatever it was. Please make a note of it. Here, it's 16-3, Birmingham. We really thought we were going to be set up pretty well for and we may still be, but for a nice, exciting, close second half. Raiders, with 6 seconds to go in the half, were lining up to attempt a 34-yard field goal, and Vinny Lee had that kick blocked. And the guy who blocked it, Riley Ambrusmacher, returned it 72 yards for a score. And so instead of a field goal make by the Raiders, which would have resulted in an 8-6 halftime score instead, it's 8 the other way because they did go for 2 and they did make it. And so Groves, instead of leading by a couple of points, leads by 13.
Reaches the end zone for a touchback.
And they've got the possession here to start the third quarter. 16-3, and we've been impressed by Caden Hardy, the quarterback for Groves, but we've also, frankly, we've been impressed by the way hey, let's not forget that running back, Mario Campoy Lavasco, who from this point on is going to be referred to by me as simply Lavasco. I'm just not doing the hyphenated names anymore. It takes too much time. Pretty soon, this is going to happen. Someone with a hyphenated name is going to marry another person with a hyphenated name, and they're going to have 4 hyphenated names, and we're all going to be out of business. I won't have it. I, for one, will not be part of it. And I was growing up, you got one name. All right. Little shifting in the formation here by Groves to begin the third quarter. Hardy with the handoff and a gain of just a yard or 2 on first down as it is Lavasco, number 6, on the carry. He was easily their best running back in that first half. Jermaine Johnson with that tackle, number 16. No, Vinny Lee, number 15. There we go. Something we're going to have to work out. We need a better pointer that's like right on the thing. So, yeah, that's perfect. There we go. One wonders what must be going through young Adam's mind. Lavasco, boy, he's got a nice hole this time. He's up to the 35-yard line and beyond to the 36. Boy, that middle was just wide open for him.
Campoy Lavasco carried the ball again.
And so now first down, Groves at the 36, and they're going to play a little tempo here, all right? No huddle. 3 wide, spread on the left-hand side. Lavasco again on the carry, this time not much. Maybe he got back to the line of scrimmage. So we're underway, third quarter, 16-3. Groves with the lead. Clock running at 10:40 left to go here.
By Trainer Alexander.
There's Alexander on that tackle on the last play. And it was a loss of a yard. Second down and 11 here for Groves. They're operating at their own 35-yard line. Hardy's looking at single coverage on the far right side of the field. Instead goes deep to the left side. Has a man caught down there to the 30-yard line. Caught by Josh Glick.
Caden Hardy's pass.
He was in one-on-one coverage with the Raiders' number 4, T.J. Alexander. And he got a step and a beautifully delivered ball by Caden Hardy, the quarterback for Groves. So it's a big play for Groves. And they're down to the Raider 31-yard line. 1st and 10 as we go under 10 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Groves by 13. Lavasco right up the middle, powers his way for 5.
Mario Campo Lavasco on the carry. Dominic Washington on the tackle for the Raiders.
Give Washington a credit on the tackle for North Farmington. Second down, 5 to go for Groves. And they're in no hurry right now. This is the opening possession of the third quarter, and a nice stuff by the Raider
no gain.
defense there. No gain as Thomas Thackeray is back in the backfield, or at least at the line of scrimmage to stop Lavasco. No gain, 3rd down, 5. Pretty much a straight up I formation. Tailback Lavasco wrapped up at about the moment he gets the handoff. He's able to fall forward for a couple of yards down to the 24.
It'll be 4th down for the Falcons.
So that'll bring up 4th down and 3. The line of scrimmage is the 24. Flip the Tiger game on the computer here because there's a no-hitter going on at Comerica Park, and we're watching with some enjoyment as A.J. Hint gets his money's worth as he's ejected from the ball game. I'm not sure what it's all about, but it was a nice rebound. 4th down, 3 to go. Big play in our ball game right here. Hardy, give Lavasco, runs through a tackle, gets stood up, knocked down at the 21-yard line. The question is, did he gain the line to gain? It's close. He had to get to the 21. No, it's going to be Raider ball. Raider ball. They stopped him. They stopped Lavasco a foot or two shy of the line to gain. And the Raiders take over on and down to 7:48 to go here in the third quarter. The Raiders give up no points, continue to trail this one by 13. And they have to feel a little bit snake bit. They have to feel like they played Groves pretty even in that first half, and they did right up until the special teams miscue on the very last play of the first half. That miscue, a blocked Raider field goal, returned for a score, some 72-yard return for a score, and that increased the Groves lead from 8-3 to 16-3. That's where it is right now. 7:48 left in the third as the Raiders begin their drive with Ryan Shelby, the young quarterback in years, up under center, pitching it across the way, and no gain and maybe a loss of a yard on the first play. Blanche, the carrier, but he was upended right near the line of scrimmage. They do give him a yard, 2nd and 9. Pretty decent crowd on the other side, the Groves contingent, as we look to the east side of Holland Field. Crowd, I think, here on the Raider side may be a little bit depressed by the fact that the school hasn't started yet, but still a nice turnout. Pickup of a couple more yards on a 2nd down dive play. Once again, it's Duke Blanche doing the diving.
Carried by Duke Blanche.
But it's going to be 3rd and long, 3rd and 7. Or is it? Let me see. They've put the ball at the 24. Now 3rd and 6.
Brings up 3rd down for the Raiders.
Actually, let's say 4, right? Ball's on the 29. They got to get to the 33. 3rd down and a big one here for the Raiders. They just got a big defensive stop. They'd love to be able to take advantage in some fashion, generate momentum. The ball may have been fumbled at the snap. Shelby comes out of the pile with the ball, gets out beyond the 30-yard line, close, so close to the 1st down. He needs to gain the 33, and he's right up against it.
Brian
They're gonna
Shelby
say
carried
he's
the
short.
ball.
They're going to say he's short. It is 4th and 1 for the Raiders.
Down just short of
Trailing
first
by
down.
13, under 6 minutes to go in the third, and the clock running here at North Farmington. Boy, you got to be tempted to go for it here, don't you? 4th and a yard. The ball's on the 32. And it is almost exactly a yard to go. And by that, we mean 3 feet. You know, it can be 3rd and 1 foot, and still technically it's 3rd and 1 yard. But this is about exactly a yard. It's the Raiders, full house backfield, no wide receivers, 3 tight ends. They need a yard, and they're going to call timeout, the Raiders are. First of the second half.
Timeout called by North Farmington, their first timeout of the half.
So I don't know if that was a case of
Thornton and Groom
the coaching
supports the North
staff
Farmington Raiders.
not
Departments
liking
serve
the
Farmington
defensive
Hills homeowners
set
with
that they were up
top-notch
against,
heating,
or if they felt they
cooling,
were
plumbing, and
taking
drain
too much time to
services.
get the play on.
Contact their team
In
of
any
trained,
event,
friendly
timeout Raiders as
professionals
we
today.
continue to wait for a 4th down and 1 play, which will, when the ball snapped, will come with 5:13 left in the third quarter, and Birmingham Groves leading North Farmington 16-3. The Raiders have played well in this one tonight. They have. They've hung with Birmingham Groves. The big difference in the ball game would be that block kick return for a touchdown by Groves on the last play of the first half. So here we go. 4th down and 1. Raiders scrimmage from their own 32-yard line. It's a branch up the middle. I think he's got it. He had to gain the 33, and I think he's out to the 34. First down Raiders on that
Duke
little
Blanche
carry
carried
by
the ball
Duke
for a gain
Blanche.
of 2 yards and another
picks up a pair of yards.
Raiders first down.
More importantly, picks up that Raider first down. And I don't know if you can call it a drive when they picked up just the 1 first down, but if you can, then this drive continues. 16-3 Groves. We've gone under 5 minutes now in the third quarter. Rich Kincaid with you up here in the booth. Adam at my side, making sure I get things right. We had a little flinch there on the O-line, I think. Yeah. So that's an illegal procedure.
Penalty is false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty remains first down.
So just that little hiccup. Second line of scrimmage penalty the Raiders have picked up tonight. They don't help you at all, right? First down and 15 now. Trying to get a score from Falcon Field, where Farmington is entertaining fortune. Haven't come across one just yet. More scrambling by Shelby. Almost took out the referee. Now throws to a tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Shelby's
And the
pass
flag
is
flies.
incomplete. Flags on the play.
The interesting question here, well, he's an ineligible receiver, but he's also behind the line of scrimmage, so it's just going to be a loss of down penalty here is what I'm pretty sure is going to happen.
Penalty is illegal touching on the offense.
So we've
That
had,
comes with a loss of down.
yeah, we've had illegal touching. You can't be doing that in the football game. It's a loss of down, so it's going to be second down. The line of scrimmage, I don't even know. Back to the 21. The line to gain is the 44, so it is second down and 23. Did I get that right, Adam? Adam don't know. He goes, I guess. The line to gain way out near midfield. It's all the way out to the 44, so they're at the 21. So they got a long way to go. 23 yards for the Raiders on first down. First and 20, or sorry, second down because they lost the down. All right, Shelby. Again, getting that good protection early on, then it will inevitably break down. This pass Pass is caught by
Ryan Shelby's pass was
Woodley,
complete.
by Lawrence Woodley. And he's out to buy. Well, his forward progress seemed to be was the 32, but they'll spot him down at the 30. So it's a really
Catch was made by Lawrence
7-yard gain. And it's third down.
That brings up third down for the Raiders.
Again, they have to get to the 44, so it'll be third down at 14. So a couple penalties hurting North Farmington here. But let's see if Ryan Shelby, the quarterback, number 3, can make a play. TJ Alexander coming in motion towards us. Snap is high. Shelby collects it on the hop. Once again, running to survive. Wings it deep and incomplete at midfield. Trying to get it to Vinny Lee. Good coverage there, though, by Groves. The pass falls incomplete. Fourth down, and the Raiders will, for the second time in this game, punt. Vinny Lee, number 15, is standing back around the 15-yard line, waiting for the snap. Line of scrimmage is the 30. Lee's kick is away, and it's a good one, too. And on the return, Groves will wind up at about the 43-yard line as A.J. Wilson was there to
Punt by Vinny Lee.
Make the stop.
Was returned by Carter Lackey with a tackle by Arturo Wilson.
So we're down to 2:29 left in the third. 16-3. Groves with the lead. The game has not featured a tremendous amount of offense, right? Had the one touchdown by Groves on their opening possession. They drove 68 yards for that score. Since then, the offense has not scored any points for Groves in this game tonight, with the exception of the two-point conversions following their touchdowns, one of which was scored by special teams. Hardy's got a man wide open in the near left flat, and that man is roaring through everybody, and he's going to go all the way and score. That's Nick Hardy, the brother of Caden Hardy, and he has just taken
Touchdown
it
pass
57
from
yards.
Hardy
57 yards on the
Hardy.
scoring play, and that breaks this game pretty much wide open. Hardy to Hardy for the 57-yard score. Just a little dump off into the flat, and with 2:17 to go in the third quarter. 22-7 now. Birmingham with the lead, and it appears, well, let's wait and see if they're going to, on their two previous touchdowns, they've gone for two. They're going to do the same thing here. They lead it 22-3. And Groves, literally right when we were talking about how they haven't shown as much on offense tonight, they break one. 57-yard screen pass for a score. 2-point conversion, no good. A swarming Raider defense there.
The
First man to the ball carrier was Dominic Washington, number 10. He was not
22.
alone. So after the miss, it remains 22-3 in favor of Birmingham Groves. So, and they're just, they're cruising now, right? They're ahead by 19. And it's just got to be so demoralizing for the Raiders there. Again, they've played them tough. But they really got to put behind the 8 ball on that special teams touchdown on the last play of the first half. And now the Falcons bust another one. 57-yard Hardy touchdown pass with 2:17 left in the third. Two-point, no good. But still, 22-3. That's your bottom line here. I keep saying 1 week from tonight. This upcoming Thursday night, We'll be with you from Falcon Field live at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. And the Falcons were taking on Muskegon Reef Puffer. Falcons were getting some love themselves in an Oakland Press article. A lot of experience at the skill positions for the Falcons, but they lost a lot of seniors, something like 23 of them last year. So the Raiders will start after the return by Woodley from their own 34.
Kickoff was returned by Lawrence Woodley. Tackled by Paul Hubbard.
Talk about the Raiders heading off to Caledonia for week 2. Groves, meanwhile, will have their home opener next weekend against West Bloomfield. So again, we're seeing Groves tonight. Probably not the last time we'll see them because they're in the same division as Farmington. And so those two teams will square off, and we may wind up having Groves again here on TV 10 when they play the Falcons. No Farmington, North Farmington game this year, which strikes those of us long-time viewers of high school football in this area as wrong. How can you not have Farmington, North Farmington? Come on. But they're in different divisions this year. As that pass skips incomplete across the way, trying to get it to Lawrence Woodley. Again, the Raiders, who've had a couple of delay of game penalties in this one already, are taking a bit of time getting up to the line of scrimmage. Now out of the I formation. Guessing it's Blanche out of the backfield, the tailback, no gain. Well, Paul Hubbard on the stop.
Blanche
and it was Blanche on the carry. This time he gets nothing.
Tacklers led by David Faze.
The Raiders, meanwhile, in that OAA blue, are in the same division as Birmingham Seaholm, Oak Park, Troy, and Troy Athens. The Raiders got relegated down after their 2-7 season last year. Farmington, meanwhile, was relegated up, but a lot of the players that made for a terrific season last year are no longer there. There's some speculation that Farmington, the team that got him into the white division, isn't there any longer. The smart play made by Ryan Shelby to fall on that snap once it went over his head. High snap, and all Shelby can do is cover up and prevent a disaster, which he does.
Ryan Shelby.
And it's going to be 4th and 25 for the Raiders, who will punt from their own 20.
That brings up 4th down to the Raiders.
Stalled for them here in the third quarter as we go under 1 minute left to play in it. And a 22-3 lead for Groves here on opening night. Sort of a game that, at least to this point, the coaching staff was going to say, boy, a lot of what ifs in there. And none bigger than what if they didn't have a kick blocked and returned for a score in the second quarter. But Groves has dominated here in the third as Lee gets the kick away under pressure. Free ball for a moment, but then it's scooped up by the return man, who will pick up a return of 6-7 yards or thereabouts. Groves will start in Raider territory. That return man shaken up on the play. Number 21, that's Chris Little.
Tackled by Arturo Wilson.
Wilson with the stop for the Raiders. It appears to be a cramp as the Raider training staff is on the field helping to stretch the young man out. We've all had him when a cramp, man. It hurts. You don't want that. So across the way, I'm looking now. Look at John Herstein right there. But I just happen to be looking across the way. Next time we get a wide shot, I want to zero in on that tent. That tent that they've got over there on the Grove side. They've got a white, tent sort of top, like an awning. And underneath it, they've got, it looks like a 70-inch TV from here. Yeah, there you can see it. See where the down box says 1? Right behind there on your screen. They're watching TV over there. I'm trying to see what they're watching. They might be watching the Tiger game, too.
They're watching this game.
They're watching, Adam says they're watching this game on their big TV. Well, heck, put me on screen then. There you go. No doubt on mute. No doubt. All right, here we go. 25 seconds, that's all that's left here in the third. 22-3, Groves has this one in command right now. Sometimes it gets away. First and 10, Groves, Raider, 49-yard line. Hardy, sending in motion Sanders. And they go right up the middle. Hardy again. He's had very good success on the ground here tonight. Does again here.
Caden Hardy kept the ball.
He gained 10. Is it enough for the first not clear just yet? Nope. They'll give him a gain of 9. It'll be 2nd and 1. There you see him. End of third quarter now. See, scoreboard hits 000. So the only scoring of the third quarter was a 52-yard passing play from Hardy to his brother Hardy. And so it's 22-3. Raiders have not scored since their opening possession tonight when they marched smartly down the field. Vinny Lee kicked a 35-yard field goal, and that's been it for the offense to this point. We're trying to enjoy a no-hitter up here in the booth. The Tigers are being no-hit by Franklin Valdez of the Houston Astros, but it is reported now by Adam the Tigers got a hit. So that's no good either. Tigers got a hit. So they're not being no hit no more. As Sparky would say, they're not being no hit no more. They're losing 1-0, I believe, though. I got this nice new toy, a tablet, which I'm sure is going to help us over the course of the year. But I'm learning how to play with it, even as we speak. Fourth quarter begins. Groves with the football, 2nd down and 1 from the 41. Hardy dropping, throwing into the flat, incomplete. I always love those tosses where you're not sure if it's a lateral, effectively, behind the line of scrimmage pass and a free ball or not. That one was not. It was a forward pass. I'm surprised more people don't dive on footballs just in case they are.
Pass is incomplete, bringing up 3rd down.
So 3rd and a yard for Groves. That incomplete pass taking only 2 seconds off the fourth quarter clock at Howland Field. Hard to believe, actually, for me. Wow. Well, we get our first update from Falcon Field. And Farmington, wow, 40-0. 40-0. The Falcons lead the Tractors. They're playing Fortson. Are they the Tractors? I got to look. Dearborn's the Tractors. They're playing Fortson or they're playing Henry Ford, I'm sorry. And maybe they are the Tractors. At any rate, the Falcons are showing them no love at all. 40-0. Farmington leading Henry Ford. How about that? Well, we'll see him next week. We'll see him Thursday night against Reith's Puffers. Remember, it's the same game week schedule, only one less day of preparation. Hardy trotting out of bounds after a gain of 7 or 8 yards inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line. So this is the point in the ball game
Caden Hardy carried the ball for a short gain.
You're way behind. You're down 19 points here early in the fourth quarter, and this is wear and tear begins to become a factor at this point, as does, just the desire. You're getting worn down out there by these guys at this point if you're the Raiders. And at this point, you're just looking for something positive to come out of it. On 2nd down and 7 from the Groves 31. You can hear the assistant coaches in the booth next to us. They don't like their formation up here. They're going to call timeout ultimately. They couldn't get themselves undiscombobulated, right? They were discombobulated. They're trying to get undiscombobulated. They couldn't do it. Not in time anyway, so they called the timeout. Maybe the only thing that's gone wrong for them here, at least in the second half, since that blocked the kick. So I'm wondering, if they're showing our broadcast on the Grove sideline, okay? And then I watch through my binoculars and I see myself in the screen. So I get sucked into some sort of time, space continuum where I cease to exist, where I actually physically wind up in a black hole. People want to know. So far it hasn't happened, but I'm telling you what, it's not that I'm not trying. 11:18 to go in the fourth quarter when we return here. I had to pause for a moment. They were announcing someone's car was being towed. I wanted to make sure it wasn't mine. It's not. Not this time. All right, here we go. 22-3. Groves in the lead. And up the middle they go for no gain, maybe a yard. Who was that, number 30? No, they don't have one. Maybe it was Sanders. No, Sanders
carried the
that
ball.
was number 20. I have a Groves player down for the moment. So the clock stops. That was interesting talking to Coach Herstein earlier today about player movement in high school football. We see it now in college. I mean, it's just total free agency in college football. The situation here in North Farmington, Mill Coleman, right? Son of a local hero, Harrison's own Mill Coleman, transferring prior to the start of the season. And I was talking to Coach about that. If we're going to see player movement in high school that will, rival what we see in the colleges and in the pros. And well, he certainly said he hopes not. But there again, right? Ryan Shelby, the quarterback for North Farmington, came here from West Bloomfield a few years ago. But the coach was saying that he would prefer. Oh, they've turned their TV off across the way. They must have gotten hit to the fact that we're watching them watch TV. So they've turned it off. That injured player number 72, Mattia Andriano. And I'm hoping that's a cramp too. He can't put much weight on his right leg, and he's limping badly. But you got to hope that's a cramp and not something, a knee injury or something more serious. So the football season getting underway on this Friday night. Again, very comfortable conditions. We always start these seasons in August, and in shorts and T-shirts and fans in the booth and everything. Fans, to blow air in the booth, all the rest of it. Very pleasant tonight. And if these seasons go by, Adam, you'll be surprised at how quickly they go by. But towards the end there, we'll be here in our winter coats. We'll have the windows up. We'll be having our gloves on. There won't be any fans in the booth for that. All right, after the injury timeout, 2nd down and 7. Groves in Raider territory at the 31. Hardy is going to run it. Going to run it effectively. Going to run it down inside the 10-yard line for
Hardy carried the ball.
A pickup of about 20, 21 yards, depending where they say he went out of bounds. And that's going to be the
Force out of bounds at the
13-yard line.
13-yard line.
So call it a 18-yard gain. 1st and 10 for Groves. Clock runs. It doesn't run. The ball was carried out of bounds. So it is stopped with 10:26 to go here in the ball game. Raiders led 3-0, and it's been pretty much all Groves since that time. Raiders have hung with this team for most of the night, but a couple of big plays, one on special teams, has killed them. Hardy trying the middle again, spun to the turf by Thomas
Caden Hart
Thackeray.
carried the ball, tackled by Thomas Thackeray.
Pickup of 3, 2nd down and 7. Groves could get a first down without scoring a touchdown here. A lot of receiving options on this formation. Hardy out of the gun. Quick little handoff to Lozano, and into the end zone he goes. Lavasco
Mario Campo Lavasco.
scoring his second touchdown of the football game. Comes with 9:28 left to go in the fourth. And it puts Groves on top, 28-3. And I think this time they're going to try to kick for the extra point. They've run for extra points on each of their previous 3 touchdowns tonight, but this time they'll kick it. 28-3, 9.5 to go in the fourth. And the kick is good.
The extra point attempt is good.
So 29-3 now.
And our score is Birmingham Groves 29, North Farmington 3.
Going to do a cutaway to Falcon Field here momentarily. There you see our situation here at Holland Field. It's all over. It is. I mean, it's 29-3 now with under 10 minutes to go. 9:28 left in the football game. A couple of rushing touchdowns by Lavasco tonight. And the report we had from across town at the Falcon Field was Farmington 40 and the Dearborn Henry Ford no score in the third quarter. Last we looked. But we're going to be able to do a cutaway to that game for you here momentarily. Updated score from Falcon Field, 46-0. There we are. There we are. There's Falcon Field. Well, that, I think, makes things interesting. Again, that the Oakland Press preview made it sound there's a pooch kick and the Raiders started at the 35.
The kickoff was fielded by Dominic Washington.
The Oakland Press thing, it wasn't, overjoyed about Farmington. Maybe that's not the word, but overly ecstatic. But they said they had skill players at skill positions, right? But a lot of holes to fill after a lot of graduations last year. But sometimes, if you've got a lot of skill at the skill positions, you can make up for a lot. And the Falcons, we'll look forward to seeing them next week. They're up 46-0 Farmington right now against Henry Ford. And we'll see them Thursday night against Reese Puffers. See how all that works out. Raiders, meanwhile, on the road to Caledonia. Trailing now by 26 points. The Raiders start this drive at their own 35. High snap. Shelby jumps up, fields it, hands it off, and Washington gets about a yard. least I thought it was Washington. Might have been Robert Bridges, number 11, at any rate. The play picked up a yard, 2nd and 9. All we're doing now is waiting for the clock to run out. I mean, frankly. You almost think there should be a running clock situation based on how much time's left in the game. It's one thing to be, if you're ahead by 35 or by more than 35, in the second half, they go running clock. There should be like a sliding scale. When you're down by 25 with 10 minutes to go, it should be running clock. Pass complete, but I'm not sure if it gained anything. And there's a little skirmishing on the sidelines across the way. Let's not mistake skirmishing for the happy Birmingham Groves players skipping away from the play. It just looked like there was there were a lot of guys hanging out of bounds there, and it comes to nothing. That play also picks up a yard, 3rd down and 8. This Groves team last season was 1 win away from playing at Ford Field. They went 9-4. And there were long stretches during this game tonight where the Raiders played them tough, played them even. Ultimately, though, they've been worn down by Groves. And the special teams dagger, self-inflicted wound, and a lovely interception, as it turns out. It was a 50-50 ball, and Chris Little is able to take it away from Robert Bridges. Little with the interception.
Chris Little.
And the Grovesies will take over here at the 31-yard line. A good throw. I mean, you're way behind. You look to make a play, and he threw it up there. It was into single coverage. Like I say, each of the two had a chance at the ball, but it's Chris Little who comes up with it for Birmingham Groves. So Groves, we're halfway through the fourth, 7:34 left. No, we're more than halfway through. We're less than halfway through. I'm losing it. I am. If it was an NFL game or a college game, we'd be halfway through the quarter with 7:34 left in it. But quarters here are only 12 minutes long, so there's got to be 6 minutes left to be halfway through, and now I've figured it out. Groves with the ball. They're looking to run the clock. Hayden. This is not a good way to do it, throwing an incomplete pass, but nevertheless, Hayden never does throw the ball, takes the sack for a loss of about 8 yards to the 23-yard line.
Christian Walsh.
I really think they were looking to do, all they wanted to do there was burn some clock, because he was not throwing that ball, once he got into some pressure. He was not turning it over, that's for sure. And we've got a timeout called here by the officials. We have an injured player somewhere. Hard to say. They've stopped the game briefly. Well, we hope briefly. Adam's going to tell me what's going on. Hey, they turned the TV back on the other side. Oh, that's the 3rd sack tonight for the Raiders. Good stat. All right, we hit 7 minutes to go. They've restarted the clock. And 2nd down, 18-ish for Birmingham Groves here. A jog-out handoff to Noah Sanders, and he'll grab 2 or 3 yards off of that. Scoreboard guys need work. It's at 1st and 10. No. 2nd and 13 here from the 28. I believe that's called a bubble screen, and they completed for a gain of 3 yards. 4th down and 11. They'll kick it away.
Simmons.
But the clock continues to run as we're now under 6 minutes remaining in the football game. Groves 29, North Farmington 3. 29 unanswered points in this one tonight by Groves. But again, you go back to halftime, and it was an 8-3 game. 6 seconds to go in the half. And then the block kick was returned for a score in that 8-3 game. All of a sudden, it's 16-3 at the half, and turned out to be a non-recoverable event. Wonder if that punt was all kinds of weird. It hit the turf, may have been touched by the North Farmington receiver, but ultimately the Raiders able to come up with the football, and they'll have it at their own 40-yard line. It's the most apt description of a play I've given in some time.
Punt covered by Will Simmons.
It was just weird. So just playing out the string in this one, exactly 5 minutes left to go. And Groves up 26 on North Farmington. Ryan Shelby, the starter, number 3, is still in there for Coach Herstein. And he's going to be throwing, right? Nope, he won't. Handoff went to Trey Brown, and he's brought down at the line. Maybe the Raiders want to run some of that clock, too.
Tackled by Carter Lackey.
I look forward to talking to Coach Herstein next week. We chat every week during the season. See what his takeaways tonight are. You just wonder, you can't help but wonder in a game like this if they hadn't had that special teams touchdown against them right there at the end of the half. If the third quarter had begun 8-3, how different might things be right now? Well, it's moved. It wasn't. But that's the sort of thing you wonder about. These Raiders have played Groves tough tonight through extended long periods of time, long stretches in this game. Right now it's 2nd and 10 for the Raiders. Shelby. Deep middle, intercepted again. Picked off again, and this time it's number 22, Paul Hubbard.
Paul Hubbard.
Just had a one-on-one opportunity, but no separation for TJ Alexander on that one. And TJ's kind of swatting his hands up against his helmet like he may have done something wrong, a wrong route, didn't come back to the ball, some such thing, who knows. But he's frustrated. And Groves is pretty happy. They'll have the football at their own 40. We're under 4 minutes remaining now at 3:56. So all we're doing now is running out the clock. And the Raiders trying to put that 2-7 season of a year ago behind them. I think some reasons for encouragement tonight. But they're going to start out 2023 0-1, a non-conference loss to Birmingham Groves. Because again, Groves is in the OAA white division. The Raiders have moved to the OAA blue.
Tackle for the Raiders.
And don't forget Thursday night now. Thursday night. We're on Thursday night because it was Labor Day weekend. And we'll be at Falcon Field. Farmington taking on Muskegon Reese Puffer. That should be as good as last year's Ipsy game when the Rail Splitters came to town. I got to spend half the night talking about why they're called Rail Splitters. It's a nice first down pickup over the middle by Anthony Cameron. Might be his first touch of the night. He just busted it right up the gut for a dozen.
Carried the ball. Tackle by Dominic
Yeah,
Washington.
give him 13. He's down to the Raider 48. Well, 1st and 10 Groves. 2:50 to go. Clock running here at Holland Field. Always nice to actually get out there on the field and see what you've got. Some questions for the Raiders answered with the performance tonight. Others are, meanwhile, being raised. Anthony Cameron down the left side. Look at him go. Untouched, unscathed, and into the end zone.
Touchdown by Anthony Cameron.
47-yard touchdown run. And a beauty it was. And now it's 35-3. Well, Groves here is in the point after formation for a kick, but I don't think they have a holder. That's what's holding it up. Here he comes. 35-3, and that will change if the kick is good. And it is, and it does, and it's 36-3 with
extra point
2:24 to go.
And our score is Birmingham Groves 36, North Farmington 3.
So it has gotten out of hand here in this second half. It was an 8-3 game all the way up until halftime nearly. With 6 seconds to go in the first half, it was an 8-3 game. Groves had the 8. But a block kick return for a score on the last play of the half doubled Groves' offensive output in the half. They went from leading 8-3 to leading 16-3, and it's been all Groves here in the second half, as they've outscored the Raiders 20-0 in the second half. All right, one more kickoff for Groves. As we've reached the point in the proceedings where we'd just like to call it a night. Let's go back and get him next week. Nice little return by Trey Brown.
Kickoff was returned by Trey Brown to the 42-yard line.
Takeover, perhaps for the last time tonight, with 2:14 left in the football game. Groves 36, North Farmington 3. Raiders on the road next weekend. They're going all the way to Caledonia. And it was Caledonia last year that came here to North Farmington, and it may have been the most lopsided defeat in Raider history. They gave up 68 points. That's a school record. They got outscored by 54. Maybe they could return the favor when they're in Caledonia. A good bonding experience, all the adults will tell you. Right? 3-hour bus ride, play the game 3 hours back. Well, nothing bonds you better than that. All right, here come the Raiders. Shelby still up under center. Nifty little run by Trey Brown.
Carried the ball. Good for a gain of 10 yards and another Raiders first down.
Little stop and go on that run, little shake and bake. You got to like all of that. And Bridges picks up first down yardage. Marching band is forming up on the running track down below us here to march us out of here with the Raider fight song. Again, Bridges on the carry and again enjoying success. Or check it, Trey Brown
carried
Trey
the ball
Brown,
for a gain of
who had it
15
the
yards and
last
another Raiders
So
first down.
consecutive touches for Brown results in consecutive first downs for North Farmington. 2 minutes, that's all that's left in the game now. 2 minutes, clock running, 36-3. Groves has the lead. And they're going to go to 1-0. First and 10, North Farmington. Clock running, 100 seconds to go. Tigers have tied it up the Houston Astros here. Once again, third straight carry for Trey Brown.
Trey Brown carried the ball. The tacklers
Give him 4. Second down and 6. So the Tigers tonight being no hit into the 7th inning, but they've rallied in the 9th to tie the Astros 1-1. No hitter tonight. And now 1 minute left in the football game. Shelby with the pitch to Brown. Cuts it up inside. First down yardage to near the 20-yard line.
Trey Brown carried the ball. Good for a gain of 7 yards.
So
and
Trey
another
Brown
Raiders first down.
racking up some yards during what is commonly called garbage time. .34 yards on this drive for Brown. Very good. Very good. Half a minute left. I think the Raiders would love to score a touchdown here, don't you? Fumbled snap. It's on the turf. I think the Raiders have the ball, but that may do it. Clock is running here. We're under 15 seconds to go, so that may do it. Yeah, it will. We're at 10. They're just going to count it down here and call it a night. Two teams are gathering up to shake hands at midfield. And there you have it. Triple zeros on the scoreboard, and this one's in the books. The Birmingham Groves Falcons come to town on opening night 2023, and they dominate the North Farmington Raiders here by a final score of 36-3. Some positives for the Raiders to look at in this game: the return of their quarterback Ryan Shelby, the running tonight of Duke Blanche. But overall, it was just the Falcons ground the Raiders down. That and the addition of you add in that key play, the block kick for a touchdown by Groves when the game was tight, and they broke it open on that play on the last play of the first half. Turned an 8-3 game into a 16-3 game at the half. The Raiders unable to recover. They lose it 36-3, and they're going nuts down at Comerica Park right now because Parker Meadows just hit one out to win the ball game. It's the first Major League homer, I believe, and the Tigers have come from behind to beat Houston 4-1. You can read all about that tomorrow. Here, Birmingham 36, Raiders 3. We will regroup ourselves and we will rejoin you this Thursday night as we'll be at Farmington High School, the alma mater, and the Falcons will be taking on Muskegon Reese Puffers. We'll have that game for you live, 7 o'clock Eastern, right here on TV 10 on your YouTube channel. Terrific job by the crew tonight. So nice to see everybody after the long summer layoff. But it's good to be back here with everybody tonight. Thanks to Adam up here in the booth. Did a terrific job for us. It made sure we got the story out to you correctly. So that's what we're looking to do. Raiders fall to 0-1. Birmingham Groves beats them 36-3, and that's the story from Holland Field tonight. And on behalf of our TV 10 crew, my name's Rich Kincaid. Good night, Jeannie. I love you. And